Hey everyone, Melanie Minshinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I've got a project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Serene Sealife. So I'm going to show you how to create the waters and rays and reflections in this water with the sea turtle. Very simple coloring, and then how you can use the negative space from this die cut piece of the turtle to create a shadow on the ocean floor. This was the most requested card from my inspiration sheet and all the samples that I showed during our release live. So we're going to be doing this card. I made 12 cards that day. I was just in a frenzy getting ready for the release, and I realized only after I had done the video that I think I did this shadow upside down. It's not a reflection of the turtle, it's a shadow. So fortunately, the turtle's shape, it kind of lends itself that it doesn't matter as much, but if you noticed and you didn't say anything, I really appreciate you giving me grace there. Either way, I think it probably works, but I'm going to do it with the turtle casting down the other way because I think that is correct. I recently cruised and we had beautiful white sandy bottoms where we were snorkeling, and I noticed the floor looked white, the turtle looked kind of a pale green but also turquoise from the gorgeous clear waters, and then how it casts these beautiful shadows on the ocean floor. So that's what I wanted to create in this card. I'm going to show you how to do it today. Very simple and pretty minimal supplies for it. We're going to be using some of Gina's blending brushes for the water and the shadow, and so I have got the Kraft ink and some of the sea glass. We're going to be using her jet black amalgam ink for stamping our image and our greeting. Obviously, we've got the Serene Sealife set. This is in stock now. And then I used the dies. I chose not to pop up the turtle on this card. I'll do it on another card though. The cardstock that I'm using, I have got the coordinating craft cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 11 inches, scored at 5 1/2 inches to create a top fold A2 size card. Then I have got a stamping platform that I'm going to be using to do my stamping, but you could also use just a clear acrylic block. I've got some different markers pulled aside here, and I hope it's the correct ones that I used on this turtle. A lot of times I just have a big mess going on from multiple samples at once trying to get ready, but I think this is what I used. We're going to make it work. You just need a couple different browns and a pale yellowish green. So these are Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. They blend really nicely. We'll do a little tip-to-tip coloring. I've got the LG3, the EB3, the TN5, and then the TN3. I think that's what I need for this one. So we'll see how that works. And then it's very forgiving, this turtle, especially when you've got it underwater, because it's really going to take on the color of that water. The scrap piece of paper from that die cut, which I used on another card. I've got some of the Connect glue for my layers, not popping anything up today. And then a few little secret weapons. I have got a white gel pen that I love to use just to make a little highlight on the eyes. And then if you want to use those on the bubbles. And then we've got a sand eraser here. And this is going to help us remove some places. So it's going to look like the water is coming through and we've got a wavy, ripply surface. And I think that's it. Otherwise, just a little bit of scratch paper for masking off those rays, or you could even use a stencil if you find that easier. They're not completely parallel lines. They're kind of creating these triangle images the way that it just kind of spreads out into the water at the bottom. You get a little bit of that here. So we might just play with this because this is one that I know a lot of you have, this sunshine stencil. So let's begin by doing our stamping and creating that background. I honestly cannot remember if I colored my turtle in first or if I did the blending first, but let's just go ahead and get it stamped. And either way, this is going to work. So just going to put it in here and get my sea turtle. I think this is probably the favorite image from the feedback, but I don't know. I also got lots of votes for whales, lots of votes for the seal. I can't wait to see what y'all are going to do with this set. So I put the Celebrate Good Times on this one. And that's really fun for a birthday or a congratulations. So put that right about there. I want to have room for my shadow at the bottom. So you might just make sure that there's room for that. So I want to have that just right about there. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and ink this up, and I'm just going to stamp it 2 or 3 times to make sure we have it, all those little details. You can also put this back in after you do your blending. Just really make those details pop out. And don't have my little Chucky tool near me, but I like to use a little mini stapler that has some velvet on the bottom. It slides around really nicely. Okay, so that looks nice and crisp and clear, but I just want to get it a little bit darker. Now, if you have problems with the humidity where you are, you might want to heat set this a little bit first before you do your blending over it. I know sometimes, particularly in the summer, I have that issue, even though this is coloring safe ink. So I'm gonna leave those on there in case we want to go over it again. But that looks good. Oh, and I forgot to point out, I'm sorry, with those dies, I also used the Gina K, the Intricut machine, which I love, and then I used the magnetic base plate set, and that is great for being able to see through and to have your die stick on there so it doesn't move around. I just do my die cutting ahead of time because it saves time, and also my camera has a hard time focusing when I am moving around the big things on the screen. All right, so we're going to do some really simple coloring here, and then I can go back if I want to add a little bit more color after I do this ocean background. Okay, so I want to start by putting in just some of this real pale green, and I'm not being real exacting about it, but I'm kind of leaving some areas open. I just want to get just some subtle color in there. So see, this is really light, and we can go back in with more green if we want, but we saw sea turtles that were very dark. We saw some that were almost white. Obviously, they're going to have some different coloration on their shells. So now I want to take one of these lighter browns, and I'm just going to put some of that in on the little bumps and dots on the fins. And I am not really worrying about staying in the lines too much. So I'm going to put these just around the bottom edge of each of these kind of, not scales, but just these facets, whatever you call them, on the shell. And put a little under there, some in the face. Okay, now I'm going to take one of the darker browns, this, let's see, we'll do the EB3, and I'm going to pick up some of this darker, I'm going to hold the darker marker in my left hand, and I'm going to just lick the edge of my lighter marker to pick up some of that brown. And I'm just going in there. And it's up to you how dark you want to make them. So the more that you press it against that tip, and obviously the darker the marker is, the more of that darker ink it's going to pick up. But then you're just going to keep moving it around, and with an alcohol marker it's going to blend. I don't want to go too heavy with it. I'm going to put just a little bit of the dark down here on those flippers, a little bit there. I think I must have used maybe a slightly darker green, but you're going to see when we put that under there, when we go in, I'm going to also put it just into that fold there, and then underneath. Okay, these are going to be the darkest areas. So once we put the sea glass ink over that. Oh, where's the, okay. Once we put the sea glass ink over that, that kind of yellow green is going to turn a little bit bluer. I might grab another yellow just to make it pop a little more, or you can just tell me which one you like better. I'm going to add that white pen at the end. So now I want to go ahead and I just want to put in some of the sea glass, and you don't need to mask off an edge to the sea floor, because if you're under the water, you're looking out, it's just going to fade out into the distance. There's not really a definite bottom or anything. It's not a fish tank like this is in the ocean. You might want to have a piece of paper underneath to protect your work surface if you don't have a mat that you can clean. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and I'm going to start putting this around my turtle, but also over the turtle, because it is covered by that water. And you're going to see how this yellowish green ink is just going to look deeper. And I don't worry about getting a smooth blend here, because it's going to just give it more dimension and make it look like the light is coming through it. So it's gonna fade to the bottom. Oh, and I'm gonna use my sand eraser for this little mark here. Thankfully I grabbed that. So let's just take this off here. So hopefully Gina has these in stock right now. If not, you can put it on your wait list. Come on, I can get you. There we go. Very handy for when you get those little boo-boos, when you lift some ink with your finger off of your ink pad. Oh, make sure also, hope you noticed, to always use the little bubbles, unless you just want it to look like it's floating stationary. Stamping these bubbles around the flippers and the fins, that is really creating movement here and fun texture with those bubbles. Okay, all right, now what we're going to do, let's go ahead, I'm going to put in the shadow, and then we're going to create those rays. So I'm going to take my other blending brush, and you can use the same blending brush, you just want to clean them in between really well to prevent your pad getting muddied up. So I like to have multiples, and then I can just grab them and use them whenever I want. So I'm imagining the light coming down this direction at an angle, and so I'm going to kind of put it just right below and off to the edge. And so the thing I want to point out with this is you don't want to go too heavy with the ink at first, and you don't want to necessarily get a really crisp edge there inside of that cutout, because depending on how high off of the surface and how strong the light is, that's going to determine how much contrast there is. So like if you go outside and you see a leaf on the sidewalk, if it's very close to the sidewalk, or if the sun is very bright, it's going to create a crisper shadow. Okay, so let's pull that away, and so you can see it's just lighter out to the edges. All right. Okay, so now we've got our shadow there, and let's go ahead and do just a little bit of rays. Where did I put? I don't know where I just put this. Here we go. All right. So this is what I used before. So we're going to take this again, and I just want to put these at an angle. It might be a little bit hard to see these, and I might have used turquoise sea. Okay, that one we definitely see. Put this one in. Yeah. And this. Now there was a moment when I was working on this and I thought, oh gosh, I went a little bit darker than I wanted to because if you go too dark, then you're going to lose the light. So this is what the sand eraser is for. We're going to go back in. And I had the benefit of just my recent snorkeling experience, but also the photos I took and the ones you find online. Now I want to go in and I'm just going to put a few little splotches that are going to be parallel with the top of my cardstock there. And this is just removing some of that ink. And it really looks like it did on my snorkeling trip. So just going back and forth in just a few little places to take that out. Okay. And however much you want to do, it's kind of up to you. Okay. Now I want to do just a little white dot there on my turtle's eye. Sometimes it takes a second to get my pen going and I have to like do it on another piece of paper. This one might be drying up a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, and now I'm just going to adhere my layers. So as you can see, this went through. This is the layering weight cardstock. If you're going to be doing a single layer card, you will want to use her heavy base weight cardstock, and that prevents any of those alcohol inks from bleeding through. I forgot to mention the size of these mats. I think they are 4 by 5 1/4 and 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. You can use the Gina K Master Layouts mats to help you create these really nice, perfectly nested mats. There you go. So there was a little more yellow on this turtle. So let's go in and maybe just add, let's go back in. And I can also grab another marker too, but I don't want to add any more markers to the mix. Oh, try something else there. And there is your scene. So I don't know which one you like better here, but you can see the shadow going this way and the shadow going this way. I think also you'll notice maybe that there is a little bit of a difference in the color here. I was doing blending with several different inks for all those cards, so I think I probably had kind of a warmer brown or a yellow on that blending brush. This one is a little bit better coordinated. So just a heads up about that, why there's the difference there. But I hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope you'll make a version of it yourself. If you do, then please tag me when you upload it so that I can see, and let me know in the comments which of these cards you would like me to make next. Got them all here, and I'm thinking that I want to do a whale card next. I had lots of different whale cards to show. I love this one with it coming off. I showed this one where it's coming up out of the water. Where is that particular card? So this one is so fun how it comes out. You might not have watched our release party, but lots of options with that. And then also this fancy fold card where you can make a scene, a long scene that will actually stand up with the whales. So let me know in the comments which one you would like to see next, and I would love to record that for you. My desk is clean, so I've got all the stuff out. No excuses not to get another video done very soon. Thanks for your patience. I got sick right after the party, but I am good to go now. So love you guys. Thank you all for watching, and y'all have a really blessed weekend. Bye-bye.